to build on top of the infrastructure that we had created for Ingress, and we're thinking about Pokemon because the game lore of Pokemon, the story of Pokemon, Pokemon trainer going out into the world in search of finding Pokemon is really the perfect real world kind of augmented reality game. So we're
one of the providers is trying to plug in some more bandwidth, so that's something that we're working with them closely on. The other two issues are on the Niantic side. There's a crash bug issue that we've identified. I know some of you have had that issue, as well as an authentication issue. So we've got it completely pinpointed, those three things. We're working on it. We will give you an update as we get closer to getting that fixed. The other thing I wanted to remind everybody of, though, is that I know that Heracross is out there. Unknowns are out there. They will be spawning throughout the day. So I know it's frustrating if you're having one of those issues, and we do apologize for that. But they will be spawning throughout the event into the early evening until the event ends. So we're quite hopeful that you'll have that opportunity if you're being affected by the issues. And most importantly, more updates to follow. As soon as we're direct line backstage with the engineering team who's working it, and we'll keep you updated on status. So thank you for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, here's the update. We were trying to fight some gyms, and it was horrible. We just kept getting network errors and errors and errors.
You guys are crazy. The first week it came out, man, every night I was at that Santa Monica Pier stealing gyms for everyone. It was easy.
I mean, the pier has the biggest, like, mobs almost 1/4 this size running for rare Pokemon.
Oh, wow, this looks like an awesome video here. We got a Blissey and a Alakazam coming up.
It looks like we got a battle going.
And we couldn't even fight. I got completely kicked out of the gym. We were so angry. We're like, we should never came here. Everybody's angry. You can see the post the video that I commented about how everybody's hating, and they were like, boo, get off the stage. But they just made a comment right now. They're saying they're gonna contact us for refunds on our tickets. On top of that, $100 of coins, Pokecoins, and more updates. So that's the update for now. We're gonna get a refund. I assume the entire amount, assuming we have a receipt, and then we're gonna get $100 of Pokecoins. So that's good.
Sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
So that's it for now. I haven't posted the other video yet because.
Now, I understand everything does have a little bit of a slope churn down eventually, but for this game, we could have went for so much longer. Now, the game is still doing okay. Like I've said before, we have a little bit of a churn down this time of year. Everybody's just chilling. That's just the way it goes, especially with the lack of actual good events. So that's where we're at. But if they would have kept the fundamentals for this game, we would have been able to continue to see things like this.
Oh, yes.
Right, so if you're thinking, okay, Poke, well, nothing could last forever like that, at least, at that sustainability, all right? You're not going to have people running out in the streets for a Snorlax in the middle of New York or wherever the hell forever, right? And I have to say, this is true. This is absolutely true. It was a phenomenon that we have never seen before, but the momentum that it had could have been kept up a lot better. I understand the problems that they went through. It was they didn't expect as many people, and they were overloaded. They should have had the Pokemon Company step in, or Nintendo, or whatever the case may be, and fund the hell out of it. Okay, like it was some sort of a war effort. Yeah. You start selling your gosh dang things that have little bits of silver in it in your home. You gather up all the people, you start selling your... No, I'm joking, okay. My point is, you put on all your effort into that. You've seen how much of a phenomenon it was, but yet you let it hinder and kind of fester in its own shit. So this is the result. And then what we had was
People excited and shit, man. We already got one.
Been looking forward to this for the last 6 months. Fingers crossed, it'll be an awesome day.
This is a battle from Valor Gym.
If you thought Pokemon Go was a fad, you're wrong. So we're here in Grant Park in Chicago, where about 20,000 players are about to descend on this area to catch super
Mine crashed.
So there you have it, trainers. Just thought I'd just put that little piece together for you so you can get a little bit of a picture of what's going on here. I'm sure you all understand. Again, I have to emphasize that this is a period in where things do slow down. I'm not trying to make it seem like the game is dead, but it will eventually get to this point where year after year, where we reach this time where the sentiment just drops even more to the point where it's going to reach a very low point. That's as simple as that. Period. This has the potential to be one of the best things on, I'm not going to say the planet. Okay, not the best thing on the planet as far as a mobile game is concerned, okay? Mobile game. It's doing very good things. And it still is doing fantastic, and it is still on the map, okay? Like I said, everybody's trying to take a break, and this is that time of year. The ads go down, content creators get demotivated, so they don't upload as much. You feel like things are dying off. Your favorite content creator is not uploading as much. The content is not as juicy as it could be because they know what time of year it is. It's the time to kind of just chill out, all right? But I have seen them not have. This is many times during this time of year completely vamp up and just explode their game because they know that this is the time where things do slow down. So they vamp up the events and make them extra juicy, which they should be doing right now. Are the events extra juicy? No, they're not extra juicy. They're not at all. They're like that person. See, I got to learn how to like not censor myself all the time because I feel like everybody's gonna take offense. But anyways, I was gonna say, it's like, we'll let it go. Okay, well you can put in the fill in the blanks as to what I was gonna say and make up your own joke. But anyways, thought I'd just bring you this fun little piece here and compile a few little things. And to close this out, if you stay to the end, now you get to hear the real final thoughts. Okay, John Hankey. Obviously, I have nothing against him. I don't care. You know, he was the CEO of Niantic, whatever. Should we point our anger towards him? I don't care. He got water bottles thrown at him. He got booed at the first Go Fest, and that solidified the rest of the events. And you know what I have to say before I continue on with what I was gonna actually say is, you know what's crazy to me is over the years, as the events have progressively gotten worse, the people have progressively gotten, what is the word? More docile. You guys have gotten more docile. Yes, you have. And I'm not particularly saying you. I'm saying the whole as a community, okay? Because if you're here watching me, and I don't like to say myself in a third person, but if you're here to watch Poke8K, then we already know you have a couple of brain cells in that brain that are working, that you understand what's going on, and you are not a fool, okay? They could have done this so well. He screwed up so bad. They screwed up so bad. Could they have technically ran into issues and it was like just all like they were really trying their hardest and yet they just still failed? Sure. But I don't know, man. With the amount of money that we're giving them and the amount of money that people were spending to go to these in-person events, there is really no excuse. There's really no excuse anymore. You've had plenty of time to clear up your name. You've been in this game for 10 years. You've been in this game for 13, 14 years, technically, because counting Ingress. Okay? So, we're nobody's fool anymore. How's that? Was that Pink Floyd song? But now I'm nobody's fool. I don't know how it goes. Yeah, you know. Welcome to the machine, right? So, there you go. Here we are. Our beloved game. I tried to warn you many years ago, and even most currently, this game that you play, that you have spent thousands, hundreds of dollars, tens of hundreds, whatever your expenses are, is not yours. It can be eliminated at a moment's notice and deleted, and then it's gone. There's nothing you can do. You can't file no lawsuit or sue them because you spend all this time and money invested and now it's gone. So now you want your reimbursement. Guess what? There's a contract that they put in there that you already signed. You have to play it, and that's where we're at. So just get used to it. So I don't want to make this video so negative. It's just truth. People are like, Poke, you're so angry. You're so mad. You're always so pissed off. I'm not pissed. I'm not angry. I'm not any of the above. You know what I am? I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed and I'm frustrated because son of a guns, I know I got a lot of supporters. It's like, why you focus on the negative? Focus on the positive. Because you have to focus on some of the negative because that negativity will overcome because eventually it's going to corrupt your mind and then you're going to start becoming that. So we have to continuously combat that to make sure that we're on this balanced level here of freaking Megatron and Optimus Prime kind of level here, okay? We got, what was that? What is that planet? I forgot that they live on, whatever. But anyway, you're like, man, this guy's on one. Look, the point is, it's like, I'm not here to be angry. I'm not angry. I've always been a happy dude. Over time, I've become a little bit more seemingly frustrated, but it's righteous frustration. It's like, well, it's a game. It's a game. Yeah. It is a game, but it relates into anything else too, because I see all the personalities. All right, now we're getting a little too deep. Okay, we're getting a little too deep. So I'll leave it at that. But anyways, I don't want to close you out with just like that. I'll do a little bit more philosophical talking. So it's like, where were we at? What could have? Let's just say we can just rewind time, and let's just say if they could have fixed something. What could have they have fixed? What could they have done to make things better for this time period? Because when I freaking first played this game, I've never seen this before. People were walking around playing it continue. People that were mocking me for playing Pokemon just a couple years later or earlier were now playing it. It's like, it's a psychological thing. Everybody's just retarded. Yes, retarded. Yeah, I said it. Oh, did I say hard? Oh, you said hard. Welcome to 2026, where your feelings are suppressed. We're done with your hard feeling bull crap. Okay, anyway, let's get back on the track. It was a great game. We were doing good. What could they have done? Okay. So they took away the steps. Now we're making this video long. They took away the steps. That's not bad. That was a fun feature. I would have to say that was way more interactive than what we have now. And if you're not familiar, if you're like completely clueless what I'm talking about, really briefly, I'm gonna fill you in. So before, instead of where the Pokemon are, it shows you like the closest Pokestop, right? Before, it showed you how far away you were from that particular Pokemon by particular steps. It went by threes. There was three little stamp steps in the image underneath them, then two, then a one to indicate how close you were. It was such a fun feature. I had an... It's 2016, and I'm starting to freaking have nostalgia like I'm living in the 90s. It was so good. I remember I was at a local gym. I was starting to walk around a little bit more, right? Got me more active. I was active, but I was even more after this. Some dude in rollerblades, he just came by rollerblading, and then he did this like backwards turn into the parking lot. The dude knew what he was doing. He dropped a Pidgeotto. That probably pushed him to be that much more athletic to get out and do even more. Push him to do more. And what has become a Pokemon now? It's just kind of died out. Now, I can't put it against them. We have been here for a long time. This game has been out for is 10 years old basically, right? And you can't expect that kind of a run for that long. And it's put up a good fight. And is it done? No, it's not done, and I don't even think it's close. This game is going to come in waves. It's down now. It's going to go up again. And it's going to go way, way up. Then it's going to come down. You know what they say? The faster you rise, the harder you fall. We'll leave it at that, I guess. There's a lot more to be said, but I'm yapping. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
The infrastructure that we had created for Ingress, and we're thinking about Pokemon because the game lore of Pokemon, the story of Pokemon, Pokemon trainer going out into the world in search of finding Pokemon is really the perfect real world kind of augmented reality game. So we're kind of thinking about it. And then around the same time, independently of that, a guy on our Google Maps team, Tatsuo Nomura, was collaborating with Pokémon Company to do this April Fool's mashup for Google Maps. Maybe some of you guys saw that when on April Fool's, Pokemon appeared all over Google Maps. And so once we saw that, and we're like, we have to do this.